Have you seen the stitches that look like they're stitched by hand? Let's give them a try by going over to the quilt stitch menu and the Hand Look Stitches number 2. So you notice on screen it kind of has a dashed line. The key to getting this to turn out is actually putting clear thread in your needle. So clear thread is the key. Whatever color you put in your bobbin is the color the stitch is going to appear. Now this is a manipulated stitch, so I am going to tell you, you have to play around with it. I've had some fabrics not always work. I've had some clear thread not always work. Some of the thread I put down here, and it all comes down to why in the world is the tension so tight. So right now at the default setting, the tension is set to 8. That means that this top thread is going to yank the bobbin thread up through the fabric. So depending on all those combinations, does it actually work? So you do have to do a little practice. There is a way to turn corners, but what it's going to do is it's going to stitch forward. It's going to stitch backward, and when it does, that's what drags that thread back. It does a locking stitch, and then it stitches over it. Then it does a space. So this little gap here is clear thread, so it makes it look like you haven't stitched, but there is still thread there. Then it goes forward, back, yanks that bobbin thread up, tacks it, and then stitches another blank. So that's what we're going for. So here's how things are set up. I've got the clear thread in the needle, my colored thread down below. About the clear thread, I really like to put it on a thread stand. So if you have it tangling around at any point on the top, make sure it has a little bit time to relax by putting it on a thread stand. So every time it takes a stitch, it's going to pull that bobbin thread up, and it does take a little bit to get started. So let me just see where it is right now and give you an idea of what to change if you don't get the full stitch. So see how it's a partial stitch? It's like it's not connecting all the way. And that is because I'm going to go ahead and turn this up from 8 to 9. Let's go ahead and do this again. It is, like I said, a manipulated stitch. Everything has to be just perfect for this to work. And definitely make sure you have a new needle and a clean bobbin area. And that way you can really see this come to life. Let's see the difference by just going up one full number on the bobbin tension. So see how now it looks like hand stitching. Now on the back, it is going to prove that you didn't do it by hand, but it is nice to have somebody go, oh, look, you did it by hand and it looks so nice. But you will need to manipulate just a little bit. See where I started? You'll notice that those first couple stitches don't always connect, bringing that bobbin thread all the way up. So you have to kind of plan for that just a little bit. But once you get going, you can really get those stitches to kind of look like they're supposed to. There are some other stitches here that you can kind of play with. It does have some fun options in the Hand Look Quilting section. The 0 A-foot's what I have on. That's the one to start with and see how your stitches look on your fabric.